All right, gang, I'm back. Now I had to I want to apologize, y'all. I keep getting knocked off the line and buffering and stuff. So I was trying to see, you know what I'm saying, twerk my little settings, and I think it should stop all that knocking me off and losing signal and stuff. So let's see how this live gonna go, gang. We back, we back, we back. Ooh, let this junk go swift. Cause I was just getting into it in my last live. Alright, about the Shanquella case, right? This what going on. They planned this. Kylie planned this with Denasia. Them the ones that executed everything. These the ones that executed everything that happened to Shaquilla of the murder, right? Mm-hmm. So that means once upon a time, Kylie, Denasia, and you know Denasia's best friend is who? Malik. So all them three must felt some type of way. They was all cool for it, or was they was a part of it. We know they was there at the scene, and we know they recorded it. So they suspects too. So when they planned this, somebody knew to take her and do it on a vacation, which is at Cabo. Why they chose Cabo? Once you do your research, that's where all the murders take place at. It's the one that helped cover up with the ink pen and the paperwork, right? What happened was this. They were so comfortable in calling the doctor, and the doctor showed up to a death scene. A death scene. And the doctor knew this person would die and been dead. So what Kylie did, he was comfortable in bribing the doctor and say it was alcohol poisoning. So the doctor had to take a payout and said, I'm gonna document that. That's the only suspect. Ordered the doctor and the Cabo Six. See what I'm saying, gang? So not only when the two first responders showed up, right? Now watch this. The two responders showed up. Omar and David. Okay. They showed up at 5:25. Remember what the Fox News said when the ambulance showed up. Really, the ambulance didn't even show up, the Red Cross did. And the Red Cross come and pick up dead bodies. They like the coroners when they come like the United States. That's where the Red Cross is. So look, they get there at 5. Remember, the doctor was already there with Shanquella 3 hours before the police showed up. So let's say she arrived at the death scene at 3. That'll be her time when she get there. And 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 they telling her, yeah, she alcohol poisoned. The doctor was like, well, look, you know she dead. But look, can we pay you? So the doctor took 3 hours to think about it. So if the doctor took 3 hours to think about it, so the doctor must have had to make up her mind round about 4 something for Kylie to make the call to the family and insisting the family that it'll be alcohol poisoning. Keep this in mind, this was premeditated murder, doctor. That's what I got out of that. So they planned the murder. They planned the murder and they were gonna get away with murder by bribing the doctor. So the doctor felt for the okie doke. Once you look at the doctor background, it's a young one. A young doctor at that. This the person they called at 6:35 right here. So they called him and he instructed these people to falsify the paperwork. This the man. So all the paperwork that we done read coming to a cover up, he gave the okay to it. So if you want justice from Shanquella, look at the big dog right here. He just made himself a criminal and covering it up for corruption. That's why the feds taking so long. That's why the feds is taking so long with the case. Cause look what they got on their plate. Man, we gonna have to lock him up. And you think Mexico finna let the United States lock him up? Mm-mm. That would look bad on politicians alone. So it makes you think that all the other murder cases, way before Shanquella, dealing with tourists, shit like that, right? You gonna have to open all them cases up. Then you finna see a major corruption. Now look, they called him at 6. Let's do a recap. The mother get the call from Kylie. Kylie called the mama at 4 something at Cabo time. Meaning when he called, it'll be 6 something in US time in North Carolina. So the mama eat dinner, she get the call, he saying she alcohol poor. So the mama upon the impression like, well, call me back and let me know how she feeling good and why you can't take her to the doctor, cause he's saying they needed $5,000 because you know it's her health care and all this old shit like this here. Now we know the doctor was there. The doctor took the bribe. The doctor took the bribe. Okay. When the police showed up, figured out everything what was going on. So the police took the bribe, called the prosecutor, let them know, hey, we got another murder. What you want to do? It's like a regular business doing this shit. So he instructed them, go and do all your paperwork and everything to do what you need to do to cover it up. Make a long picture of a transgender as a murder suspect. Clearly false information. And the news media did that in Cabo. That's where everybody get the transgender theory from. Cause nobody ain't sharing that transgender picture from North Carolina. Mm-mm. So And keep this in mind. When they called, they ain't even contact the girl family. So look, yeah, man, they doing me real bad now. My whole life just really just garbage. But I'm trying to balance it out. So this was going on. They planned the murder and were gonna get away with murder by bribing the doctor. The doctor got caught in the middle of doing the cover up. So when the police showed up, the doctor couldn't do nothing but tell. And not only tell, they had to confess. Once they all confessed, the police called the prosecutor to let them know what was going on. So when they got the word from the prosecutor office to what to do, they did the fabricating of the paperwork. I let the funeral home director, you know what I'm talking about? They ain't even really follow up with the funeral home director, to be honest. Cause it's like the funeral home director, it's like the funeral home was unaware what was going on. You see what I'm saying about? They were the one eventually gonna find out the truth. But since this happened in Mexico, they were probably relying on the person. Look at the person that wrote it out, the guest list. It's the same female, and it's a female handwriting that's writing like that. Or a sissy boy. It's either one of those boys or those live and told everybody of that sad ass story. He done told her. Cause he said the feds got all his timestamps. So the feds did their investigation, right? Figure out what happened to Shanquella, right? Know about what happened to Shanquella according to the murder scene in the videotape. But the problem was holding up the case is the prosecution officer that helped with the cover up. That documented the falsified paperwork and all the corruption and the bribery that's going on in the case. So the feds got a lot of plate on their hand because now you got to take a high ranking member and criminally charge this person with the doctor and every other high official that was involved with the detective that was over the case. No question is about that. So is the feds gonna prosecute the general office him? Cause 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 this the hold up. They gotta make a decision. That's why the feds picked the case up so fast. But they already knew about it. They were just waiting on to the public know about it. Cause one thing about it, the video was leaked. If the video was never leaked, gang, we would have never known nothing about this girl. You see what I'm saying? We would have never known about that. But somewhere in Mexico, they would have been known as a transgender murder. You see what I'm saying? So this where I see the flaw at. He was thinking about the paperwork, but I don't even think he was thinking about the autopsy report. Cause once you go to the autopsy report, right? The autopsy report explained the injuries. And that's what exactly we seen on the video. So this doctor right here that I looked into, I looked into this doctor. Now they done wiped everything off on this doctor. And I told y'all this last name right here is she ain't got a pretty good history when it comes to her family. But that don't mean that she corrupt. But in her paperwork, right, this is where she put it, right? So she lists the injuries with like, well, you know what I'm talking about. She lists the injury. So she knew she was murdered and she knew the time of death and how she suffered and all this. This what made the doctor even more crooked. The forensic doctor. Because when the doctor put on the autopsy report, was an accidental death or was a violent death? She just put yes and didn't answer the question at all. You see what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that you gonna need a doctor to do is to look, just check this right here, cause when you get to that autopsy report, when she checked that yes on that job, you gotta think about it. She had to talk to somebody and ask somebody what I need to put right here, yes or no. Is this accidental or a death? You see what I'm saying? Or murder. Well, and what they did, just put yes. So when you try to question it about it, what kind of argument you gonna get? Like, so what? It was a murder accident, and it was a cover up. Well, we know we just put yes. We mean to check it was a murder. You see what I'm saying? If it just say they rule is an accident, right? But that's what they said. It was an accident in the beginning. And then once they get busted or the cover up and everything exposed, and you bring that same paperwork and they gonna be like, we meant to check. Yeah, we said yes of the murder. You see what I'm saying? All right. So boom. So the doctor ain't thinking about the time. Look, once the doctor check this out. The doctor that arrived on the scene that was with the Combo 6. This doctor right here is not thinking about what was going on that morning. Around about 3 to 4 o'clock, right? This doctor was like, well, she died around 3. Y'all see what I'm saying? This looked like this doctor, the forensic doctor, had to come up with the timeline for the other doctor that was there with the Cabo 6 to rule it as a death round about that same time to cover up the doctor ass. Right? And all this got to go with the general office, the prosecutor office. Cause this they boss. You see what I'm saying? So he gave the okay. They should have did. But this let me know this doctor didn't have the full details of the police report and how deep it went. You see what I'm saying? So so the way I'm thinking, this doctor just thinking about covering up for the doctor that was there that arrived there at 3 something. The doctor already knew she was already dead. So they were trying to convince the doctor was like, look, we need to say she alcohol poisoned. We need you to verify. So they paid the doctor and was like, okay, boom, I'm gonna do that. So she documented on the police report, right? That when she arrived, she was doing vital signs at 3 o'clock, trying to keep her alive. But the whole time, we know why the doctor was there, because she was there at the murder scene. And she knew there was a murder. She get caught, police. Police bust them. Called the prosecutor office. So the prosecutor office said fabricate all the police report. By the time she make it to the funeral home, inform her that she died around 3 o'clock. Right? This what they thinking at 3 to cover up for this doctor. So boom. This doctor wasn't thinking about the injury, spinal cord, luxation, and all this. She didn't have that much alcohol in her system. So look, so boom, it's like it prevent Cabo from snitching on them because if if they say yeah you was there with us doc and she was already dead. So the doctor could pull this paperwork up and like, ha ha, I got you. Cause this paperwork said when I got there, you know what I'm saying, I was trying to revive her. So now you gotta break down to figure out who's the liar. Now we know who's the liar. Both of them. They planted the murder, took it to Cabo. They knew what was going on in Cabo, the murder rates. They looked it up. Even before they called the doctor, why they called that particular doctor in the first place. How many doctors they called on their cell phone before, you know what I'm saying, they reached her? You see what I'm saying? And keep this in mind. Now, it don't even they tracks, the Mexico tracks, right? Cause I don't think the feds finna go after the prosecutor that orchestrated the whole cover up. I don't think I don't think they gon' know what I'm talking about. I don't think they just gon' they trying to get him out of it, the police out of it. They got Cabo Six. They need their cooperation, right? So they won't tell everything on their side, on the Mexican side. Cause the money trail is there. They got the refund back on the room. Paris already said it was some money missing from her account, right? And we already know they was asking for money from the family. So the money trail is there, and we know why it's there. We know the police were there. Now we know what they did. Now we know why Shanquella targeted for a murder. Cause it started with Kylie. Kylie got his own clothing line, just like Shanquella. Shanquella might have put him on or something. So So everything the doctor said, she tried to revive her, she gave her IV and all this, all it was a lie. She had to come up with a story for her being there at that time being. It's impossible to do all these things on the dead body. So that's her story and she gonna stick with it. While the Cabo still sticking with the alcohol parts. Cause now they saying she was in a drunken state, right? They already know what I'm talking about. Got people already looking into this shit. And I'm like, that girl was never in a drunken state. So the Fed, not only they gonna have to look into they already that's why they said they got Mexico authorities upon investigation. So it's nothing new. He is upon the investigation with the Mexican authorities. They are upon investigation. All right. So that means the feds got a whole lot of paperwork they gonna have to process. Because you got 100 more murders on his watch. He got a whole lot of corruption scandals that's going on. How many people that go to Mexico and don't come back? Look how many cases. They in the hundreds. These cases in the hundreds, gang. So that means you finna expose all of this shit. Not only, and then don't y'all know the cold game about it? Some of this shit already exposed. It just ain't even got the national attention yet. You see what I'm saying? It just ain't even got a national attention yet. If you really want to be honest with me, let's talk real fact. The feds deal with the Mexicans on drugs. You see what I'm saying? They purchase drugs just like they go to Afghanistan purchase oil. Let's not forget about this. I mean, the Mexicans get the same clout the mafia get when it come to the drug game. And you mean to tell me all these feds that bust these drug dealers that doing deals with the cartel, they only lock up the black motherfuckers. See what I'm saying? They only lock up the black motherfuckers and the violentest motherfuckers. So it's a money grab. Pat y'all, this what I'm talking about, gang. Roll up squad in the house. Got to keep the kush on deck. So, so, and when I'm looking into all the paperworks and stuff, gang, like 6 bodies, they hanging bodies over the bridges. Tourists. Now look, these every case I showed you, these Americans, they was killed in Mexico by Mexicans. See what I'm saying? You barely hear about this type of shit. You see what I'm saying? You got to bring this old shit up. Look, they got to bring up old ass cases, cold cases. You can go to this shit. Look, y'all see this shit? Look, I looked into this. This a lady that's from the United States. She retired and moved to Mexico and she got killed. Check this out. This the same neighborhood where she was at and where she got killed at. This the same neighborhood that I pulled up, gang. You got people staying out here. Look, watch this. Y'all, this the same neighborhood that Shanquella. This the same neighborhood Shanquella was murdered in, gang. Look at this shit. This right down the street. This right down the street. Now let's go to Fox News. American women wounded in Mexico resort. Mexico rescued 15 children in San Lucas Cabo resort. Same area. 14 bodies found in graves. I looked this up. Look at this. The prosecutor office. Look how many cases you gonna have to pull up, gang, dealing with this shit. Fox News know everything that's going on with these folks. See that, gang? And it's just a few crimes I'm showing y'all, right? Look what this say. However, they was unable to retrieve any return heartbeat, pulse, blood flow. She was already dead. So if you ask me, that's the holdup on the whole case and the cover up. Deep Nim planned it. Take her out of jealousy, up to rob her too. So once you think about it, when they brought her stuff back to her mom and them house, they had that girl phone and they had her house key. He ain't need no telling they went in that girl house and stole stuff out that girl house. They had too much of her belongings, too much access. Got her phone, house keys, car keys. Did she even make a text? Who she the last one talked to on her phone? That's one thing I want to know. Who the last person that girl talked to on her phone? Who she text? It could have been anything. She could have talked to somebody, warned somebody, anything. I believe Kylie, you know what I'm saying, deleted stuff off that girl phone or anything. Cause somebody made a fake account of that girl a month before that shit on Snapchat and was trying to play like that was her. Ain't this funny when she died and it's the same shit going on and somebody still making the same account? It's somebody in that circle. I'ma tell y'all, Kylie is the devil and them females and look, whatever it was with Janasia, they weren't finishing quick. They I don't know if they all done got together. All they was in on it. Ain't nobody finna kill nobody and bring an innocent person with them. So everybody was there knew what was going to happen. They all had their phones out. They had plans on killing that girl. You see what I'm saying? And then these folks trying to tell us this is an accident, and then you got these same couples seats wanting to go live and talking about they innocent and all this old shit. No, that ain't cool at all. Cause this the reason why they so comfortable doing this shit. Long as they got the general prosecution still going on with this narrative, how can they lose? How can they lose? And then look at the evidence look at the evidence everybody got. Look at the evidence we got. We just got a cell phone footage and we just showing the nation. How? Watch this. How can you lock up Denasia without locking him up? You cannot lock Denasia up without locking him up. How about those apples? Watch this. I bet you any kind of money, it finna be some fuck shit going on with her case. Even though it's a search warrant, it's a search warrant. The Snoop, when the search warrant hit his goddamn record, that's what I see in the game. You got an option. Feds got an option. Is we gonna touch this case and bring justice? Cause this what we gonna have to do. If we bring justice, we gonna have to lock up those two police officers that arrived on the scene with the nurse. Right? With the Cabo 6. With the prosecutor office. You cannot just bring Denasia and only lock her up. Cause the law is not gonna let you do that. The law gonna have to. You got to get all the suspects. You just can't just pick your suspect. So look, once you think about it, if he get locked up and everybody else get locked up, guess what they gonna have to do in all the murder cases? He done handled. And voila. What else you would find out? You see what I'm saying? I seen some of the same cases, and I kept reading them, reading the same cases like Shanquella. I'm like, wait a minute, is I'm the only one looking at this? Cause it will break. It's like I looked up their stories, right? I looked up their story. It's all similar. Family go on a vacation, come back with one family member dead, and they all got a story of that family member was drinking, and you know what I'm saying, and this thing you know, he done killed himself with an accident. I drink all the time. Yeah. Ain't no motherfucking way why I ain't committed accident yet. You see what I'm talking about? If that's the case, I would have been dead a long time ago. I would have been the way they tell you. I would have been walked in the freezer. You know what I'm talking about? Or locking myself in the police van. You know what I'm talking about? Or walking in the hood in a white neighborhood, minding my own business. And it's an accident. Cause I should never come on. So I looked up all the murders, and I was like, it was one case that a female, it be online dating going on. Don't y'all know how many women that went to Mexico on the online dating and got murdered? Don't you know how many women that done went from America that went to foreign countries and met up with they so-called soul match and never been synced again? Don't you know how many serial killers that's really out there doing this type of shit? Man, I was looking up at the list of some of the murders with they victims and stuff. Cause I done got interested in murders and shit, right? And I ain't look. Man, y'all thought Jeffrey Dahmer was the worst sick individual. Look at some of the body counts that you got these real serial killers. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna scroll down to all this because I already done read and did my research on it, right? But right up in here, this nigga got 193 victims. These is proven victims. He confessed it and admitted that he done killed 193 motherfuckers. He was a child murderer, torture killer, and a rapist known as the La Beasta, the Beast. He confessed over killing 140 boys between the ages 6 and 16 years old. From October 1992 to April 1999 in Columbus and neighborhood countries. He is suspect in murdering over 300 victims, mostly street children. Now look, Pedro Lopez, he got 110 bodies. He's a child murderer. They call him the monster. You see what I'm saying? And he was arrested in 1980 and was convicted in 83 of killing 3 young girls, but claimed to have killed hundreds. Most gruesome ass shit. But that ain't nothing to what I done found out about orgasm. Y'all guess so these people would sell they other kidney for a few dollars. They don't even get that much for it. And it's like a common thing in the village. I said, boy, this world is so corrupt. These murders done got out of hand. And you think about if you have one major news media outlet and break out all the murders that go on in the day, it'll be hard to keep up. You'll have video going viral down there every 5 minutes. Cause you got horrific murders that's really taking place not only in Mexico, but it's worse than foreign countries. You see, damn. She confessed it. She killed 32 victims. She a female serial killer. So she was just preying on men to kill them. We know about Ted Bundy, Wayne Gracie. So look, so that means we know about Wayne Gracie, Ted Bundy, and then why they ain't explaining the real motherfuckers up here with the real body count. So, so I want to know what made Kylie and the whole Cabo Six go against Shanquella. Cause, cause if all of them felt the same way, it had to be something about a business deal or money loan or somebody needed a favor and she didn't come through that time. I don't know. Or, so the next thing ever since I done ran into Burgess winning, he ain't lying, cause that's what they shit be doing. That hacker that came in there be spamming the chat. hmm But I'm gonna see how I can fix it. But like I said, I wanna know what if it was only the nation had a problem with her, they would have never let that happen to her. She still would have been living because everybody would have been like, "No, girl, you tripping." But everybody allowed it to happen. So that means everybody knew about the plot. Everybody knew the girl was gonna die, even though they knew it was a fight. But they knew 90% that girl was gonna die. So Malik knew it. Malik, Malik riding with the nation. Khalid is riding with the nation. See what I'm talking about? Malik is best friend with the nation. Khalid, Khalid is close to the nation. I think he more closer than Denasia than he is with Shanquella, right? Cause he been knowing them before them. So I believe that could be true. And that can be true. And next thing you know, right? And you pay attention to Wiggins' story, he basically really taking up for Kylie than Shanquella. So it's some kind of fuck shit going on with that right there alone. That alone, gang. Cause think about it. You got a straight man, allegedly he supposed to be straight, talking about yeah, Shanquella this and Shanquella that, and not one time you even mentioned Kylie. He ain't not one time mentioned the best friend. He ain't not one time mentioned nobody else. It's like they in the dog on some shit with them two motherfuckers. So, cause look, if it wasn't no funny shit going on with them two, why you ain't got no other pictures with no other dudes modeling and so yeah, they didn't need her no more. They tired of fucking with her. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever it was, they had a motive to kill her. We just didn't figure that part out. You see what I'm saying? Them people had a motive to kill her, but we don't know. See what I'm saying? So, what would be the motive? Did they hit a bank account? See what I'm saying? Did they stole something? If it was, they got a motive to kill that girl. And it had to be some about some money and greed. So that's what I say, gang. And that's what I'm gonna go. And that's what I'm gonna go with. Kylie turned it back on that girl. Denasia always been felt some type of way about her. She was the first one to put her hands on her. She beat that girl up first thing in the morning. Before the fight even happened, Kylie recorded the girl sleep and then they got their first dead body. Report, not the autopsy report, but what the maid said, that the maid said she was already hard at 12 o'clock. We got 2 hours to calculate from that when she actually died. So that means she died between the hours of 9 and 10 o'clock, a little bit after 8 o'clock. You see what I'm saying? So the video matched the sunrise that's in the morning, and when she died, round about 9, 10 o'clock, they stalled her. It would make sense. They had 2 hours to stall before the maid showed up. Remember, you gotta come up with a story, and this ain't finna take no 5 and 10 minutes to do. So while they was in the middle of coming up with a story, the maid showed up on them. But you know, time flies at a time like this. Time is ticking when a murder scene is hit and everybody in panic mode, general pumping, including the murder just didn't happen too. So yeah, time ain't your best friend at this point. So the maid show up, and the maid called the doctor. Now think about this. Since the maid got there after 12, so this could be around about 12:30ish. So 12:30ish, the maid get. So it'll be round about 1 o'clock when on the line. Ain't no telling how many doctors they call. Probably not even that many. Probably only call this particular doctor. See what I'm talking about? This could have been matter of fact, they done called this doctor. The doctor showed up an hour later. Don't y'all think the doctor, you know what I'm saying, when that doctor showed up, that doctor knew what it was. So what the doctor did, I need some of that moolah. Give me some. Said they need $5,000 more. So they're telling me they were probably $5,000 short. So next time you know, they probably did came up with $1,000 because the doctor went on along with it with the falsified paperwork, and the police went along with it, and the prosecutor office went along. And this your high official that went along with the cover of the Combo 6. What they want. So you mean to tell me since they committed a murder and they planned it this way, and we gonna allow these did that, you know what I'm saying now? So boom, everybody got caught in the cover up. So the feds came in, did they investigate. He ain't gonna take the feds no more in a day or two to solve the case. But what they did, boom, they figured out. They really told the feds everything that happened. So what the feds did, Mexico, you gotta come up with some how you finna handle this case. So Mexico was like, well, we finna issue a warrant now for the Nature Act. This time you know it's a warrant being issued to Nature. Originally it's supposed to be her. We don't know who the search warrant, but even for somebody, but we don't know who. So whoever that person is, ain't even locked up yet. Ain't even locked up yet. Allegedly. So who was that person with the warrant and what's stopping the arrest? That's where the holdup come in. Attorney General office. Because this case had to come to a standstill. Damn, we got child ed, we got all the stuff, we got everything we need to bust this whole case. But the big problem is when we get through locking your ass up, we need to they gonna have to pick up all the paperwork that he done left behind to all the corruption in other cases. Don't you know the feds ain't finna go through all that paperwork just to get nobody no goddamn justice on the corruptions and all this? The government, don't think the prosecutor got lawyers? They lawyers talking to the federal investigation. They got a defense team. See what I'm saying? That's why we got delays and shit. They said the police is up on the investigation and the prosecutor. You don't mean to tell me y'all these folks lawyered up? And when they lawyered up, right, guess what they got to do? Lawyer gonna request some of the documents to be stopped. You're gonna have this lawyer requesting some of these files to be subpoenaed. And you're gonna have some of these lawyers, you know what I'm saying, requesting these cases to be, you know what I'm talking about. Then look what you finna get started. You see what I'm saying? Now I know the community be like, yeah, we want justice for Shanquella. You can't get justice for her if you don't even lock up that prosecutor off. And I'm be real with it. And so if you ask me if they're gonna make an arrest, I don't know. The way it's looking, I don't know. It don't look like it. It look like it just gonna be a warrant now for another person. And you know what I'm talking about. Cause you got people there at the murder scene recording the murder. And they ain't even got no goddamn it. They don't even have no goddamn it warrant for their arrest. And these people got money. I'm quite sure they lawyered up too. These folks ain't walking around free fanny dandy without no goddamn lawyer. Nobody ain't thinking about what these people done did. Man, this gonna be one of those cases. everybody lawyered up. So that means everybody lawyered up, or this case can take a major turn, gang. See what I'm talking about? The doctor got to go to jail. Police got to go to jail. Prosecutor officer, everybody that investigated got to go to jail with the combo six. And then the family gonna have to sue for wrongful death. That's in the millions. Then you got corruption in the millions. That's gonna be more lawsuit money. You see what I'm saying? Shit, Cabo could take a loss. They could put the whole city in bankrupt. I mean, they could stop a whole lot of corruption. They could stop a whole lot of corruption, gang. But I was looking at so many tourists that went to Mexico on vacations, on blind dates, business trips, and getaways, shit like that. This one thing got this one thing everybody can relate on. How many murders you can count on one hand? On both of your hands. You heard about foreign murders. Man, look, you see what I'm saying? Cause 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 we ain't used to that kind of news and shit like that. We rather hear about those cases. Don't you know how many college students that went out of town and did the same shit they did to Denasia? Look, don't you know how many college students that did this shit? And this a case right now that it was a bunch of white kids went to Mexico and one of their students got killed. And it was messed up how the way he got killed. But so look, when they were with that girl in that room, check this out. You got the police on the phone with the prosecutor at 6 o'clock asking him what they need to do. He said go on and get the okay to cover it up. So that's what they covered it up what they were doing. So when you go to Fox News, that's why Fox News was saying, yeah, when the police showed up, they took the kids out the house and was interrogating it, well, investigating and were asking what was going on while the doctors was inside of the room uh, attending to Shanquella, right? They was in there covering their tracks, you know what I'm saying? Tampering with evidence and destroying DNA and everything. While they had the friends outside investigating them. So what they went what they do after that, my guess they all ass went to jail. And they was interrogated. They was interrogated. And once they was interrogated, they had to agree to the terms and the condition of this case. This was gonna happen. This was gonna happen. Stick to it. And that's what they did. Everybody sticking to the same story. Boom, alcohol poison. Now the news came out with it. She was in a drunken state. The doctor was there. They trying to make it look like what the doctor was. When the doctor was there trying to revive her, they trying to make it look like they was the truth. When she was there trying to revive her and she was dehydrated in a drunken state and she started having seizures. They want y'all to start thinking like that. And that's the fucking problem. And the girl was already dead. So they still trying to protect the doctor. So when they report on their case, Only thing they gonna do, protect the doctor, protect the. But you can't call this. Look, you can't call this a cover up without including the law enforcement that was involved. The Cabo Six don't have power to cover up the paperwork, funeral home documents, and all the investigation and the reports. They don't have all that power to do that. Only the police did it. So if the police went that route, we already know what time it was. Payout, corruption. You see what I'm saying? On some crooked ass police officer that got greed. And it's common. It's a normal thing. It's normal. It's normal in Mexico, just like in the gangster movie. It's normal for police to pull over drug dealer and they start dope at them. You see what I'm saying? It's normal for police to pop a bit of tracks out in the store. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealers without a search take drugs. It's common for police to pull you over and plant drugs and weapons on you. You see what I'm saying? That's common in the United States, and we already know that. You know what I'm talking about? But like I said, gang, this Shanquella case, y'all think they gonna lock up Denasia? And do y'all think it's gonna be real justice? But for one thing, the prosecutor need to face charges because the evidence there. We got everything we need. We got all the evidence we need for the conviction. You know what I'm talking about? For the conviction, right? And then look, they told y'all about hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me go. Look, at Cabo, I went to this St. Louis. They known for this. Cause keep this in mind. The cartel done spoil these people when it comes to I'll pay you to turn your cheek so we can go and hit the highway with these kilos of dope. You see what I'm saying? Drug dealers pay police out to stop harassing and protection too. So they used to that. So when a tourist come in and do such crimes like this, it's normal to them. You know what I'm talking about? It's normal. Look, this right here, this in these circles right here highlighted, Shanquella died right here in this round circle. And this the same round circle that they found what? Three dismembered bodies. So the research that I did, if you really want to know the truth, the cartel own all this shit. This the cartel own this shit. That's why they got the. That's why they got all these people targeting the tourists. The police can't do nothing about it because the police on payroll. You see what I'm saying? I looked this shit up. And then they told y'all watch this game. They said they don't do no. They said they don't be filming in court. That's a lie. They be filming in court game. Look, 5 dead at weekend murder in Mexico resort. And this right here, St. Lucas Cabo. Look what's going on. Man, they doing all the shooting and shit at the resort. So what I figured out, I was like, I want to know who be staying outside. I want to know, cause I was like, I was looking at some of those houses around there, no mansions, and I'm like, all these ain't resorts. I'm like, man, some of these areas right here is neighborhood. This gotta be some of the corrupt officials must have stayed at or some cartel drug kingpin cause they got the golf course, a private airplane, and I'm like, damn, I'm looking. I'm looking on the map. I'm like, I can see what's going on. It don't take no stranger to figure this out. You see what I'm saying? If everybody dig in a little deeper, if you look in your phone right now and say, let's go to Cabo, Mexico, just look up a list of tourist murder and watch you finna pull up cases that's finna be in the hundreds. You finna have hundreds of cases you gonna have to open up. No lie. Just like when I told y'all, if you open up Kanika Jenkins case, you gonna have to open up more cases than hers. Cause the same people is corrupt like that. See what I'm talking about? But yeah, gang. Check this out. This a court in look, this the court in Mexico, right? This dude was accused of killing a doctor. And I followed his case. If you look at this case, this was an American man from California went to Mexico, right? Watch this. He was kidnapped and tortured, right? He from California in Bakersville. The man that's accused of the murder, watch this. He told the judge now that the police is framing him of the murder. He said they were playing golf after a long day and the pair went to a restaurant. He went to a restaurant for dinner. And he said Gonzalez went home. And that's the last time he saw his friend and golf partner, right? So when I looked into the story, make a long story short, they accusing him of the murder. But guess who he accusing of the murder? The police. He said the police did it. And I'm like, man, I don't even know. And then this him in court. So it's gonna have to be live coverage of, of the Shanquella case if if they go along and go on and just do what's right, lock everybody hands up, present all the evidence. Cause we know Mexico, they say when your first court appearance, they they have all the evidence they have and they presented it to you. That you know this what we got. We gonna set your ass off to trial. When we come to trial, we finna hit your ass with this gavel stick. You know what I'm saying? But in this case, in Shanquella, you gotta stand still, they stolen, and, and we know why. You gotta lock up our officials. They made themselves part of the crime scene when they you know what I'm talking about, get their paperwork out with misleading information. So this a crime, corruption, bribery, destroying evidence, tampering with evidence. You made yourself a conspiracy. Cause after all this, I could argue in the court with like, man, look, I don't know what these folks got going on, young. I believe it's conspiracy dealing with some kind of satanic ritual shit going on. You see what I'm talking about? Add more charges to it. But this the doctor. He from Bakersville. You see what I'm saying? So when I looked into him, I look out like, man, his case, the way they kidnapped him at the restaurant. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? And then look, it's another murder case that a man had family in Mexico. He used to go down there to go visit his kids. And he ended up getting killed by the cartel. You don't hear nothing about that neither. Look how many people did from the United States that went to Mexico and did drug deals, never came back from Mexico. Man, whacked down there. See what I'm saying? About? I done read a whole lot of cases that a motherfucker done did drug deals and got whacked and they got they American citizens and killed on these foreign lands and you don't hear nothing about these cases. Well, I mean, see what I'm saying, gang? But yeah, gang, I'm gonna get on about this, gang. Yeah, I'm gonna get on about this, John. I gotta fix my connection, gang, cause I don't know why I'm losing connection. I don't know if I got something set up wrong or what. But I've been recently had this problem, and I got to figure something out. But that's what's going on in Shanquella case. Corruption, cover up. They y'all know it. They got the names. They know who to look for and who to charge. But I don't think they gonna make that power move. You know what I'm talking about? I just can't see them locking up no prosecutor. And I don't think you would see a prosecutor in Indonesia in the same courtroom on the same charges. See what I'm talking about? That's going against the system. That's going against the system. That's going against what they believe in. See what I'm talking about? Hi y'all, Jack. Y'all stay tuned. Be on the lookout. I'll be right back. They can't love y'all, man. Y'all be cool, Jack. What I'm talking about? Hi y'all. Yeah, be safe, gang.